One of the tensions we feel when we are leading, especially when we are leading change, when we are leading new things, is how fast should we go? And this has happened to you, it happens to me all the time. We're at the whiteboard, we're dreaming about something, we're in a meeting, we're processing something, and you hear people processing it at different paces. But as some people are like, oh, 3 years from now, and they may not say that, but here's what that could become. And there's somebody else who is like, whoa, 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 the tactics of that, we're not ready to be able to do that yet. And there's somebody else who is maybe more guarded and measured about how they think about innovation. And somebody else who's like, let's blow the doors off and let's get going. And here's a very simple principle that I've learned about innovation that isn't always the right thing to do, but I almost always start here, which is this. We crawl, then we walk, then we run. We crawl, then we walk, then we run. Now, crawling is not necessarily going slow. I have a toddler who's just learned to walk, but when she was crawling, she actually was crawling faster than she's walking. But you know what crawling is? It's getting going. Crawling is just, we're gonna get going. We're gonna start. We're gonna start moving. Crawling is having the posture of, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna learn things. It's gonna be easier to steer that bicycle moving forward than it ever would be studying it and trying to make a bicycle that could win the Tour de France. It's like, we just wanna get up and start pedaling. We wanna start moving. Walking is then continuing to think like a student and saying, okay, as we're going, we're walking and we're attending to, okay, what part of this is working, what part of this is not working, what are we surprised by? It is very hard to notice things when you're running. It's much easier to be able to notice and pay attention to things when you are walking. So when you're crawling, it is this decision to just get started. So often if we're talking about something and somebody will say, okay, I think we can have a meeting about that in about 2 weeks, I will feel this internal angst or frustration like, oh, by the time we get there, all the momentum, even from this meeting, is gonna be gone and we're gonna have to start over. And instead I might just say, let's see how far we can get in 10 minutes. And then in 10 minutes or 8 minutes, this happened to me yesterday, then sometimes it's like, okay, we're ended, but we might have better clarity of who needs to be in the next meeting and who it's okay if they're not in the next meeting. We have better clarity of what's the problem we're trying to solve or the opportunity we're trying to get, or what is the size canvas that we think we're painting on, and we're not sure yet, but we can get started. And then when you are walking, again, the temptation is to be like, oh, we gotta go faster, we should go 10x. You will be able to get to 10x faster when you have identified what is working, what variables in this are successful, and to be able to notice and learn and document. Because if you're wired like me, sometimes by the time you get to the third iteration of it, you're not even really sure. You've just been changing and adapting and morphing. You need clarity on where are we trying to go. Now that we're up and we're walking, where are we thought this was this thing over here, but we're actually heading in this direction over here. So I love that language of crawl, walk, run. I talk about it regularly. There's maybe 15% of the time that actually what we should do is skip a step and go right to walking. But so often there is resistance inside. There are people who are guarded about being able to take that step. And what we need to do is just start thinking about getting going. And by getting going, you'll actually more likely get there faster than if you sat back and tried to be able to start perfectly. And if you are like me, and are wired to just start running, you are far more likely to skin your knee, which is okay, but you are far more likely to stumble or maybe have been running in the wrong direction and actually take a little longer to get back to course. So crawl, walk, run, that language, everybody kind of intuitively understands it, and it'll help you be able to lead people as you are leading towards the new.